I can't believe that 2025 is already upon us, and if you thought that 2024 had some amazing cozy games, then you haven't seen anything yet. Hi, my name's Wade, and today I'm going to be showing you 7 upcoming cozy games that I'm most excited for, and I think you will be too. I do want to preface this by saying that there are so many upcoming cozy games coming out, but for the sake of today's video, we're only going to be sticking to games that have confirmed release dates for this year already. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first game that I have to show you is one called Voyagers of Nera. In the game, you play as a descendant of protectors, known as the Echo. Monsters have encroached upon the land, so it's your job to hold them off and adventure throughout the world in search of lost spirits who can help you along your journey. Additionally, you'll be able to build and decorate beautiful bases in Nera and have the opportunity to play as a group of up to 10 people. The art style in some of the gameplay is very reminiscent to me of Sea of Thieves. As someone who did really enjoy Sea of Thieves, minus the whole fighting other players part, I'm excited to see that Voyagers of Nera took in what made that game good in my opinion, but is leaving out some of the less savory bits. Content warning that this game does include combat, underwater sequences, as well as some spooky situations. Voyagers of Nera will be releasing in early access on PC, and as of the time of this video, is currently slated for the April to June 2025 range. So although I'm a huge cozy gamer, I do find sometimes that my favorite games can sometimes slip outside of the realm of cozy, especially if a game has an incredible story or exploration. One of those games for me is Subnautica, but I know that Subnautica is not for everybody, especially those that struggle with thalassophobia or just don't like underwater spooky boys. So I have not one, but 2 games that are very reminiscent of Subnautica, but have little to no underwater elements and are a lot more cozy in nature. The first of the 2 I want to talk about is called Astro Botanica. The setting, Earth. The time, 300,000 years ago? You wouldn't know it though, because you play as an extraterrestrial from another planet, whose technology far surpasses our own, even today. But things go a bit awry when you crash land on prehistoric Earth, forcing you to set up camp and find a means of survival. Get ready to adventure through the jungle, build up your very own garden, and maybe even meet a friendly caveman or 2 along the way. Content warning that this game does include some not-so-friendly creatures, but similarly to Subnautica, the game encourages you to learn their habits and respect their boundaries versus engaging in combat. Astro Botanica will be releasing in early access on Steam. The second of these similarly themed games is one called Honeycomb: The World Beyond. Earth has fallen into a state of decay, so you are tasked with flying to the planet known as Soda 7, where unknown flora and fauna await. By studying these alien planet and animal species, you may be able to find the key to saving Earth and humanity as a whole. Content warning that this game does have some initially unfriendly critters like the previous game, but in Honeycomb, you'll actually be able to tame them and even crossbreed new critters that Soda 7 has never seen. You'll also be able to build bases, but this game has an arsenal of pre-planned bases if building isn't your thing. I'm just in love with the whimsical art style and color palette that this game has in store, so if you're like me, you're not going to want to miss when this game comes to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation this year. Next up is a game called Lou's Lagoon. Good old Uncle Lou was the proud owner of a seaplane delivery service, until one day when he mysteriously went missing. It's up to you to traverse the archipelago in search of Lou, and keep up the family business along the way. With the help of your trusty vacuum, you'll be able to craft a variety of goods that can be delivered to your newfound customers. Get ready to take flight for Lagoon, because this game is nearly ready to have its full launch on Steam, Switch, and PlayStation. I want to preface this next game by saying that I was a huge fan of the Sims games growing up, and started playing the original Sims when I was far too young to be playing any Sims games at the time. The Sims 3 was my absolute favorite because there was so much room for customization, and each expansion pack added so much additional content to the game. So some of you might understand my disappointment, that is, The Sims 4. In stark contrast to its predecessor, The Sims 4 lacks so much customization options, and although they still charge full price for each expansion pack, the amount of content that's added to the game is honestly embarrassing compared to some of the previous games. Needless to say, the life sim genre has been begging for something new to enter the ring for quite some time now. So I think 2025 is going to be the year to answer our prayers. So without further ado, let me tell you about one of my most anticipated games, and it is called Paralives. Paralives has your traditional life sim aspects, including character creation, choosing and working a profession, curating relationships, as well as building and crafting your own home. But let me tell you about some of the aspects that makes Paralives so special. First off, this game quite possibly has the most extensive character creator that I have ever seen, with some impressive customization options, including various heights, torso lengths, and even back posture. If you're a gamer who loves base building like I do, then you're going to love the building in this game. When building in Paralives, your home's structural properties, including its walls, won't be locked to grid lines, giving you the ultimate freedom to build wherever and however you want to. Additionally, you can even change the shape and dimensions of things, like windows and furniture, any way that you like. In terms of gameplay, there are some nice features that are going to be included, like being able to highlight and select multiple paras on screen in order to interact with a group all at once. Overall, this game seems fantastic, and it's been amazing to watch all of the progress that the development team has put into the game over the last few years. Paralives will be releasing in early access on PC and Mac. This next unconventional cozy game is one that is definitely visually different than the other contenders on today's list, but is by far one of my most anticipated games, and it is called Blueprints. The cozy art style and inclusion of puzzles are what initially drew me to this game, but I'm not joking when I say that I was floored when I got to play the demo for this one. You play as the grandnephew of the late Herbert Sinclair, who owned a spacious estate known as Mount Holly. In a twist of fate, old Uncle Sinclair has decided to bequeath his entire estate to you, but on one condition. All you have to do is find the 46th room in his 45-room estate. No biggie, right? I dare say that this was one of the best and most addicting demos I have ever played, and the full game is in line to be one of the most unique and innovative gameplay experiences out there. I definitely recommend you go and try this demo today because you won't want to miss the full game coming out in spring of 2025. Okay, the last game that I want to talk to you about today is called Solarpunk. Solarpunk is a lovely survival crafting game that has a heavy emphasis on clean living as well as environmental sustainability. Gather your friends to play online or otherwise feel comfortable playing solo as you garden, raise farm animals, craft the base of your dreams, and sail through the skies on this cozy adventure. I just love the intention behind this game, as well as its warm and inviting art style. Solarpunk is planning its 2025 release for Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. So as I mentioned earlier, this is just a fraction of the games that are coming out this year to be excited for. But I hope that in today's video, you were able to maybe come across a game that you hadn't previously heard about. Let me know down in the comments which game you're most excited for in 2025. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, make sure to do so because I've got a bunch more cozy games to show you this year. Until next time.